Scandinavian Bob here, hi. Many of my subscribers have asked me to make more videos about good books I can recommend reading. So from now on, I will start doing about 1 or 2 book reviews per month in addition to my normal content. And today we're going to talk about the book How to Thrive in the 21st Century by Avoiding Porn and Other Distractions, written by Håvard Mela. Under this video you can find a link to where to get it, but listen to the review first because you don't want to miss this. A couple of weeks ago I read this book from start to finish and it took me around 5 hours, and I honestly have to say that this is a book every man should read. Well, not just men but women too, because it goes into detail about how today's supernormal stimuli can really mess you up, with the focus being on how to quit porn. But not only that, it also shows you how to transfer the benefits into other areas of your life and become more successful. So why do I like this book? Well, Håvard frequently urges the reader not to just read the book, but also to take action. And I know from personal experiences with helping myself and others that this is what people need to hear over and over again. And the book is written in a way that really inspires the reader to take action. For example, by doing clever exercises. At the end of each chapter, Håvard also gives a summary of the most important concepts covered. This makes the book easy to read and ensures you really understand the key points of what you just read. The first part of the book covers what you absolutely must know about porn and excessive stimuli in general, and it will teach you in an easy way the science behind the brain, your willpower, and changing your behaviors. And as I always said, guys, if you ever want to overcome addictions or bad habits, you need to educate yourself, or else you are playing a losing battle. There is just no way getting around that. And then what I love so much about the structure of the book is that the second part of the book will show you how to put the puzzle pieces together so that you can design your life in a way aligned with your own values and the way you want your life to be. The book really stresses the importance of having a purpose in life, and all while starting to realize this, the second part of the book will teach you how to set goals the right way, and it does so by integrating what you have learned about the brain, your behaviors, and your willpower in the first part. Yes, I firmly believe that if you read and take action, the second part of the book will elevate your life in many ways, all while doing, for example, interesting exercises that are included as you go along. Here are a few interesting excerpts from the book. Check this out. This is from chapter 1. Quote, "A lot of our motivation for achievement is based on sexual drive. If you constantly waste your sexual energy on jacking off to porn, it will result in a diminished drive to go after sexual partners and accomplishments in real life." Unquote. Well, guys, this is so true, because by jacking off to porn, your brain really thinks you are already spreading all kinds of genes, so it sees no point in pursuing further goals. He follows up with, quote, "These dopamine spikes will reduce your motivation and make you less likely and willing to do the tough stuff that is required to get that premier life." Quitting porn can be life-changing. When the artificial dopamine spikes are gone, the brain will convince you of taking action in real life instead. Before you know it, you are working hard towards new goals for the future. When you start making progress, real joy, happiness, excitement, and courage follows. Unquote. Well, ain't that the truth? This is something that every guy on the planet needs to know. And later in the book you will also discover how to not only stop the stimuli, but also how to hack your willpower to take it up to very high levels. Here's a quote from chapter 3 where he talks about willpower. Quote, "Avoiding porn or doing nofap will help you build strong willpower and great self-control. Training yourself to withstand temptation will turn you into a badass. It is going to aid you in all areas of your life, whether you are studying for a test in school, working on a major project, or want to clean your house, having strong willpower will help you finish the task quicker with less mental effort expended." Unquote. He then goes into some very interesting science behind willpower, giving interesting examples and sharing things you need to know about your own behaviors. For example, in what way your blood sugar levels are related to your willpower, and that we basically have two brains. One is impulse driven and wants fun and pleasure right away, while the other one is constantly planning and wants to make good long-term decisions. He goes on to explain how willpower is like a muscle. If you constantly train it, it will become stronger. In the short term, however, after doing something taxing, it will be temporarily weaker. So this means that if you have been using your willpower a lot during the day, your willpower muscles are weaker when the evening comes, and thus you are at higher risk of relapsing. I 100% agree with this, and later in the chapter you will discover ways how to deal with that, and it will basically show you clever ways to get around this problem, and of course how to significantly increase your willpower both long term and short term. In the chapters 5 and 6, he talks a lot about the science behind supernormal stimuli and the addiction process, and oh man, I just wish every man on the planet would read this. I seriously believe they would change the way they choose to do things just by learning all of that. It is just so important. We cannot keep frying our brains if we want to become successful. In the second part of the book, he also shares his own story, and by using exercises, he helps you discover what kind of person you really are and figure out what you want to do with your life. This is important because, guys, as I have told you many times before, if your only goal is to not watch porn, you are going at it the wrong way. Or, as Håvard puts it, and I quote, "The problem with small-minded thinking is that if your only goal is to stay away from drugs or porn, then why should you even quit? Is it worth it to go through all the pain associated with quitting if the only result is a life without the substance with no other payoffs than that?" Unquote. Yeah, so you need to work towards some other goal. You need to have a purpose other than just nofap. I feel tempted to share what kind of clever exercises you can find in the later part of the book. It's almost a bit like the dopamine videos I made, but I also don't want to reveal too much, as that would not be fair to the author. But let me just say, it is something that could be very helpful for you. All in all, I think this book is well worthy of being in my playlist Best Self-Improvement Books, and as I already said, I think this is a book every man who are doing nofap should read. No wait, scratch that. In fact, in today's world with all the supernormal stimuli we have got going on, I think everyone should read it. Under this video you can find a link where to get it for the cheapest price, and I do recommend you go check it out. Alright, this is Scandinavian Bob signing out for today. Consider subscribing for more helpful videos, and as always I wish you all the best in your journey to become the strongest version of yourself. And remember, as Winston Churchill used to say, if you're going through hell, keep going.